is a MARii podcast.
Welcome to Mobility World. We are part of the MARii podcast network. I'm Hafiz, and together with me today is an interesting young man, I would say. Nik Muhammad Amin. He is the founder and CEO of this company called Moovby. Of course, I'm sure some of you may have heard of Moovby, but before we delve further into the conversation, I'll have Amin here, or Nik Muhammad Amin. How would you prefer me to address you?
Nick is fine.
Nick is fine. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, Nick, tell me what Moovby is.
So thanks for having me today. So Moovby is the peer-to-peer car sharing platform.
All right.
A lot of people like to call it as the Airbnb for cars.
Mm-hmm.
Although me as a founder, love to see someday Airbnb is known as Moovby for home.
Oh,
right?
That's great. That's great.
So the way it works is very simple. The car owner share the cars to offset the car payment, insurance costs, and all the high costs associated to the car ownership. I'm sure you know about.
Okay.
And travelers who are looking to book a car for their trip, they can drive great cars.
Okay.
The price is 30% lower than alternative. You can pretty much rent anything under the sun on Moovby. I like to say from Azia to MARii to Rolls Royce and Lamborghini. In fact, we used to have Tesla.
So that's very interesting.
Yes, and you can basically rent anything under the sun on Moovby. We got sport car, Nissan GTR Skylines. You got the pickup truck, MPV, and one of my favorite is Ford Mustang 5.0 GT. Yeah.
All right, that's the dream, right? But but correct me if I'm wrong here. My understanding is these car owners would register themselves with Moovby, I assume.
Yep.
And this is assuming that this is not their primary car, or how does it work in terms of timing? In terms of, how long can I rent this car? I mean, how does it work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So most of our hosts, in average, they have more than one car.
Mm-hmm.
So they realize that when they use one car, the other car is sitting idle most of the time, and but also we used to have we have a lot of the car owner who are having one car and share their car.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, they are coming to the office and then 9 to 5 is doing nothing, so they monetize the car from that angle. And
that's brilliant. Actually, I never thought about. I never thought about renting out my car while I'm at the office. That's a brilliant move actually. On Moovby's part. So right now, in the current situation, of course, before entering the interview, I did some background check on Moovby and reading, and at first glance, it reminded me of this Socar, another company. Which is, I guess, similar but not quite. How is Moovby different from anyone else in the market right now?
Yeah, so Moovby, we are running with a very lightweight asset company approach, where we don't own any cars. So the car that we have on our platform, which is nearly to 10,000 cars, is all owned by the private owners.
Okay.
As for the Socar or maybe Go-Car, they own their own fleets. So they buy a lot of cars and they run for the car rental business. For me, I think it's very much it's quite close to traditional business with some technology behind to make it more sexy.
Okay. Now we get that out of the way. How has 2021 been like for you and for Moovby?
Yeah.
We are 4 months in, and of course, the Prime Minister has said, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has said that there's no more hard lockdowns, which I guess is good for businesses like you. Yeah. But how has 2021 have been for you?
2021 has been great. We can see starting in December when the lockdown has been lifted. So we see a very huge spike in terms of the booking requested, new user onboarded to our platform, new vehicles listed to our platform as well. But as we know, in mid of January, there's another lockdown.
MCO 2.0.
MC 2.0. So it kills some excitements, and Alhamdulillah, we can see that the graph and the key matrices is bounced back in February. So yeah, I would say 2021 is going to be quite promising year for Moovby, as we can see the more than 20% month-on-month growth in terms of the booking, users, and vehicle.
That's good to hear, because I know the minister in charge of the I would say the economic planning unit, Dato Sri Mustafa Muhammad, has said that we are expected to recover from this, I would say, devastating pandemic, and it's good to hear that companies like yours are actually doing well, or actually projecting that you guys are doing well. But let me take a step back and just like backtrack here.
Yeah.
2021 has been great. How was 2020 for you? Because I think 2020 was the one that is just like, it's a curveball, right? Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
And then it just came. How has it been for Moovby back in 2020?
Yeah. Well, 2020 has been very much roller coaster year for us. Like everyone know about this. In fact, I think almost every company or industry has been affected badly.
Yes.
So for Moovby, when the first lockdown has been announced, the graph has decreased tremendously for more than 75% from the previous month. So it was panic. All of us has been panic. We don't know when this pandemic will end, when the lockdown will be lifted out. So we like, instead of just panic, we come up with a new strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that no one is going to drive the car during the pandemic. Of course, you cannot drive any cars for the lockdown. So we come up with some initiative to basically looking for different revenue stream.
Mm-hmm.
So we introduced two initiatives. One is the disinfection for you. So
Okay.
disinfection for you is it started when one of our hosts asked us, Moovby, do you guys provide the disinfection for the car? Because the car has been finished the booking, then they're asking about the service. So from that aha moment, we explore this business, and alhamdulillah, we managed to run this service for quite a number of cars and building as well.
Oh.
Yeah. And
so how does it work? I mean, it is integrated into the app. I mean, you can just pick disinfection, or how does it work?
Yeah. So it is a separate discussion service altogether. We approach our host who listed the car on our platform. We basically offer to them if they would like to get the disinfection for their car. And alhamdulillah, we managed to disinfect I think nearly thousands of car, from small to big, and not just that, we explore, because there's a lot of demand, right? From the building, houses, factory. So we disinfected more than 500,000 square feet back then. Yeah. So like as a startup yourself, you need to be nimble and agile. You cannot, like you need to maneuver very quickly.
Yes,
in that sense, yeah.
exactly. Okay, you mentioned that's one. What's the other initiative that helped you?
Yeah, this one quite interesting and fun project, I would say. We launched the iftar for you.
Oh.
So yeah, iftar for you, because
I mean, it's very timely, right?
very timely during the Ramadan,
It's
right?
very timely. Yeah?
So we have been asked by our host, like, is there any job for us? Because they are looking for some energy income and whatnot. So we think like, why not if, let's say, we connect them with those who are looking to buy a food for Ramadan berbuka. So they use their car and then do the pickup and delivery and send to the people nearby. So we launched iftar for you. Alhamdulillah, we managed to get more than 30 merchant, top merchant in Klang Valley lah.
So that's great. Okay. This is me not asking as a host, me asking as a potential user.
Yeah.
So it works like how we are familiar with Grab Food, Food Panda. There's a restaurant and you just pick.
For us, we are doing a bit different. In fact, the model is quite the same, but the merchant and the menu is not what were not available in the Grab Food or Food Panda. So you can imagine like a local food, famous, but the merchant is not available on those apps. So we approach them we connect with the people nearby.
Okay, I don't know whether you're interested to hear this idea, but I'm going to say it anyway because I remember last year. Last year was the first time I would call it a pandemic Ramadan, right? So there were no bazaars, there were no nothing, but you can see some people kind of group up together and come up with these e-bazaars.
Yeah.
And of course, the idea is promising, but in terms of execution, it's a bit lacking on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So on certain days, I know that, okay, this food is available. On other days, when I press it, it's not available.
Yeah.
So, if let's say Moovby can come up with something that's more like, okay, this person need to deliver X amount of food to this person. So for example, like the Pandan Indah Bazaar.
Yeah.
And you can service the Pandan Indah residents, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to buy Bazaar Ramadan food. You don't want to eat like, the fancy restaurants or, all this fast food. You want to go like roti john, murtabak, something. So is that somehow can be done by Moovby?
Yeah, sure. I think if you reflect the last year punya experience, we are collaborating. We were collaborated with one of the top guy lah who are in the food industry. So he got like more than 10,000 merchant of the local people that has a very top rated foods. So yeah, to answer your question, it's something that we can do back then. But moving forward, I'm not sure. I think we are going to focus 100% on our core business, which is the car rental business.
Assuming right now, okay, this is where I'll bring in a bit about what's going on in the country into this conversation. Basically, phase 2 is upon us of vaccination. I'm sure it's good news for you.
Yep. Yes.
I don't know whether we as normal people, I would say outside the health industry,
Yep.
care so much about health these days. I'm sure you've keep track of every health related update.
Exactly. You're right.
Closer than before, I assume. So with phase 2 vaccinations coming, older people and those with comorbidities are being vaccinated in this phase. And also the minister has also spoken about bringing in economic frontliners to be vaccinated. This pretty much translate to more things opening up.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you make of this? And especially, I'm asking you as a business owner, is that how do you look at the vaccination process by the country?
Well, the vaccination program has actually give a lot of positive impact to many people, right? So in our area, it stimulate the confidence in travel again. As you can see that now people are moving out. They start to have the curiosity to travel again across states, across some of them across border. So the vaccination program has give a lot of impact to Moovby. We can see that more and more people are coming to rent a car for a longer trips, maybe for balik kampung, maybe for some long vacations and whatnot. Yeah, that would be.
I'm sure with Raya coming, you would definitely want to come back with a new car or something.
Exactly. So we are interesting. We are working with Touch and Go for Hari Raya program. So because I think all of us can see that there will be a huge demand spike up during the Hari Raya. So yeah, in terms of the vaccination program, I think they give a lot of positive impact for the company.
All right. Okay, we're going to take a short break. And when we return, we're going to continue our conversation with Nick. So stay tuned.
This is a MARii podcast.
Welcome back to Mobility World. I am Hafiz, and with me is the Moovby founder and CEO, Nick Muhammad Amin. Okay, Nick, continuing on to our conversation. I mean, before the break, we've spoken about what is Moovby and basically challenges faced this year and last year. How's the progress? I'm going to ask you about the future, which is, of course, very uncertain at this point. But let us take a peek into your mind. What's your vision for Moovby? Where is Moovby heading 2021, 2022, 2025. Maybe you can share with us some of your plans.
Yeah, sure. Happy to. So for Moovby, we are very certain that the travel industry will return back. If not 100% in the like pre-COVID, but we can see that the travel is returning faster than we thought.
Mm.
And based on the statistic that they mentioned, the travel will be returned completely in 2022 or 3 maximum. But anyway, for Moovby itself, we have the clear plan to basically speed up the growth, not just in where we are operating today, which is in Malaysia and Indonesia. We are looking to moving forward. We are looking to strengthening our position in these two countries.
Mm.
Double down the effort for the marketing, hire more people who know how in this industry to help us to grow the company. And at the same time, we are looking to expand to other potential countries like Vietnam and Philippines. And on top of that, like Moovby, we are very much flexible. The beauty of Moovby is that we can expand to not just car. You can imagine of any type of vehicles like motorbike, caravan, yacht,
Mm.
mini helicopters,
Mm.
and any sort of the asset in regards to the transportation vertical. So you can imagine that Moovby in next or 5 year maybe might have different fleets of cars and caravans, yachts you can share through a Moovby. And we have the vision to go into the data.
Mm.
We embed the telematics devices, advanced telematic devices in the car, and we are collecting millions of data every day.
Okay.
So from that, the data is actually we are analyzing the behavior of driving, where they are going. So we have a reach of data that can be benefit to the company in the future.
Okay. Speaking about future, I know it's a bit odd at this point in time to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Sure.
What made you started Moovby in the first place? Of course, I mean, understanding the
Yeah.
whole. I mean, that's why I think, of course. Okay, let me rephrase the question. There's a need, there's a demand,
Mhm.
and you saw an
Yep.
opportunity and you go for
Exactly.
it. But I want to scale it back further, like why this way and why in this manner? Because if you ask me, I've been renting cars. Okay, I'm over 30. I've been renting cars for like half my life.
Yeah.
I mean, since university days.
Yeah. Exactly.
And back then when I was in university, none of this technology existed. But
Yeah.
I was thinking that this is a very assured way of getting the best deal and the best car
Mhm.
at the price range that you want.
Exactly.
So maybe we can share a bit of the thinking process.
Yeah, it started when I think in 2017 when one of my junior came to me,
Mm.
ask Nick, can I borrow your car for 5 hours?
Okay.
Because I want to attend the conversation ceremony in the university. I told him, you can take my car. I know you, I trust you, and give me some money, in exchange of my car. So during the handover of the key, I realized that there's not only my car sitting idle, but they have a few hundreds of car sitting idle in the parking lot doing nothing. So from that aha moment, I realized that this is a very big potential, right? Um, and we know that the car is one of the terrible asset to own in many way.
Mm.
Like the depreciations, the maintenance, the insurance. You pay all the year, but you just use your car
For a very specific time.
5% of your time. The rest is sitting idle in your parking lot, in your basements of your office and whatnot. So this is a opportunity for me to explore, and yeah, from that it was started lah.
See, but here's my next question about the business, because of course when you say your idea based on your junior coming over and asking for your car, okay, you know the person.
Yeah.
But this is basically, as car owners, we are
Stranger.
trusting Moovby.
Yeah.
We are trusting Moovby
Yeah.
to ensure that the car returns.
Yep.
How do you convince owners to do that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of like research and like survey to validate the idea. So I spoke to 100 people back then. More than 90% of them say no. not because of the potential of earning the money, no, because of the uncertainty of the profile of the driver. It's like a stranger, right?
Yeah.
So for most people, that the car is like their private things. Like,
Yes,
if you
yes,
touch
yes.
my car, I'm going to kill
Yeah.
you. So with technology, we change the way people think about the car ownership, right? So along the way, we develop very sophisticated technology based on AI and machine learning and data to make sure that we mitigate the risk to the minimum level. So we do like AI and like machine learning to cross check with more than 10 data points. Let's say you register your profiles on Moovby, the system will automatically do the searching. Okay, this guy, this name, these are the information available. So our system will decide whether this profile is risky or not.
Okay.
Right? So if there's a risky, we go to another level where we need to have the human intervention. So we have more eyes to basically validate and whatnot. So we make sure that the community is safe and secure. From that, the trust will be built lah. Alhamdulillah, we managed to, I think, transacted more than 20,000 booking throughout the year, and we have a 0.002% small incident.
I mean, of course, yeah. That's the one I'm coming at. Sorry, because of course, accidents do happen. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way for you to like, okay, I guarantee 0 accidents. But of course, when you talk about cars being scratched,
Mm-hmm.
a dent here and there. I
Yeah.
mean, when you say 0.02,
Mm.
I mean, are we talking about
0.002.
0.002? Are we talking about like that's the everything? Like any damage to the car is that what you're referring to? No, the percentage is only 0.002.
Yeah, 0.002 complaint that we get from the host. So like I mentioned, we vetted through the profile as best as we can, and from that the trust is built on the other side. So we see that the difference data that we get from our own data with the other current punya providers. So imagine, let's say you drive the car from X company who run the fleet of vehicles, right? The behavior, the emotion, the responsibility would be a bit different. You know, like you ran no one cars. You know, they can pick up, go, and then what happened inside there or outside there, I don't care. But if you ran the private car, like I rent your car, I know you, right? I go and exchange the key. I appreciate more.
Right.
So with that punya interaction, we managed to reduce a lot of the small issue. In fact, small one.
Yeah. I mean that's great to hear because that's been playing on my mind actually time and time again whenever someone wants to borrow my car. Anyways, Nick, thank you so much for having this conversation with us, with me actually. we really appreciate it. I guess that's all for this episode of Mobility World. You can catch any part of our conversation in all the podcast networks, be it in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and all the available websites where podcast is available. That's all from me. Thank you very much, Nick, again. Assalamualaikum.
This is a MARii podcast.